Hi, I'm Tom Gallop. I'm the CEO of SS White. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about what we call practice inspiration. To us, practice inspiration is about how we can work together to create great patient outcomes, how we can conserve healthy tissue, how we can also, in doing these things, help you build your practice. Now, there's been a lot of people that have come out around no anesthesia cavity preps for years, and I know there's a healthy reason to be skeptical about these kinds of claims. Today I want to talk a little bit about what causes pain in the tooth and under what patient situations you can look at addressing that situation, and under what clinical situation it makes sense for you and your patient, okay? So we all know there's three different kinds of patients in some ways. There's 27%, according to research, that are needle phobic. Now these patients, as you know, would prefer to do almost anything but to get that shot. And then we have about the same percentage, 25, 26%, that are dental phobic, that need to be profoundly anesthetized prior to sometimes even doing a cleaning. And then we have the middle ground. Those are the patients that obviously are looking for recommendations for you on how to proceed on any treatment. Some of our best patients, right? So what we found is that if you could work with these patients that are needle phobic, or the patients that you can work with, that there's an opportunity for you to bring more value to them in terms of comfort and conservation, and more value to your practice in terms of time savings and the opportunity to generate referrals. Now the challenge, so what we've done is we've worked with Temple University to develop an instrument that only can cut decay. It cannot cut healthy tissue. And in doing so, it leaves the sclerotic dentin, the scar tissue, in place. This is your most protective dentin, according to the caryologists. And as a result of leaving that sclerotic dentin in place, we don't have open dental tubules, we don't have the anablastic process that happens, and thus we don't have the pain response. You've all done cavity preps without anesthesia. The reason that the patient doesn't feel anything is we don't have the dental tubule fluid movement. You now can do it all the time with SmartBurs once you reach the decay, because the SmartBur itself will only cut the decay, won't cut the healthy tissue, and thus leaves that sclerotic dentin in place, and the dental tubules are covered up. So really your challenge now is, how do I get to the decay without cutting healthy tissue? Not how do I cut the decay without activating the dental tubules, because SmartBurs takes care of that. So on obviously wide open class 5s, this makes sense to try. Obviously, even on shallow class 1s, you can do it now just with fissurotomy burrs, but also on class 1s when you can get good access. This may be a good opportunity with the right patients for you to do this. Now let's just say you do it with 300 out of 1,100 of your cavity preps next year. What could it mean to you? Well, what we're hearing is doctors that do this save between 6 and 15 minutes per preparation on chair time. Now at 15 minutes, we're talking about 80 hours a year. Then we have 300 patients that you've now been able to send them back to work without having to anesthetize them. 300 moms that you've been able to allay their fears about their child. And if you take a minute, or after a while train your staff to take a minute to talk to them about how conservative you like to be, how comfortable you like to be, and the fact that you're looking for friends of theirs and families just like theirs, and you're willing to make an available free exam or whatever your offer is, we've seen that out of 300 patients, it's quite easy for you to get 100 referrals from those. Now, according to the ADA, those 100 referrals are worth $440 a year. So we're talking about $44,000 in potential referral business merely by doing 300 cavity preps without anesthesia, in addition to the 80 hours. Now I know, I tell you these numbers because I want you to know why it's in your best interest to shrink your preps and grow your practice, but also because there is a learning curve involved. So in subsequent information, you'll be able to get that learning curve and take some time to learn it. But it is in your best interest to consider this for your patients in terms of conservation, in terms of being comfortable, and also to grow your practice. I've read the research done at NYU where patients prefer this. I've seen it done on 30 different patients without anesthesia. I've had it done on myself, and more importantly, I've had it done on my wife. This works. You can do this. It is going to take a little bit of time on your part, but you will make it more than back on time savings and more than back on referrals. I invite you to consider what this could mean to your practice. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you guys at an upcoming dental show, or give us a call. We'd love to come by and see you firsthand. Have a great day.